Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis, and we're at the Texas State Aquarium today. Tom, roll my intro. Well, guys, Texas State Aquarium finally made it. Sunday morning, we're about 9:45. It opens at 10. There's the water park, and that is really something to see when it's open. But it is November, so it would be closed anyway. There's the Lexington back there, aircraft carrier in the distance. Look at that beautiful girl right there. There's the Love Shack. See, the parking lot is kind of empty, and I bet you it's not when we leave. So as soon as I come in, I like to go to the right, up to the second floor. This, everything in the first part of this video, they doubled the size of the aquarium a few years back and added this beautiful Atrium addition. And I was a member here for about 2 years, and like clockwork, I came here every Sunday morning, and I would do my walking here, and probably spend about 2 hours walking and then really concentrating on a different exhibit. Or if I didn't, they're wild animals, so sometimes the sloth is a sloth and it's asleep, and sometimes the octopus is curled up into a ball. So I would walk around and check the hard to spot ones. There's the girls in their Sunday best. You think they've been loaded up on shrimp lately? Look at the colors. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So some of the birds are clipped where they stay in their areas here, but there's a lot of birds, as you see, just flying around. So if you got a bird phobia, this is not the place for you. I really like it here. It's usually warm and humid in this display, the entire atrium actually, because of the wildlife. There's a sloth in there getting hand-fed some breakfast through a syringe. The sloth is upside down, two-toed sloth. And this just reminds me of the sloths in that kids' movie Zootopia. They worked at the DMV. That was a funny movie, but yeah. She's hanging upside down, I believe. Well, there was 2 sloths here last time I was here. I don't know how many sloths are here, if they, rotate them, but it's a pretty good shot of them. And I got touched by a sloth once. He was climbing around and climbed across the vine and reached down and touched my head. And they said, "Sir, don't touch the sloth." And I went, "I'm not touching the sloth, dude. Sloth is touching me." So what do you do for work? Oh, I like to get into a unsteady kayak and hand feed the sharks. That seems safe. That's not going to show up on insurance later. Good luck, girls. So on the second floor, you can look down into the main tanks. I think there's 4 large tanks below that you can look down on from the top here. And that's just a different perspective. Pretty neat. We got to see them feeding the sloth. They're feeding the animals in this exhibit. There's some huge sharks. You guys will see them more clear when we go down below. And yeah, I don't know if I'd want that job. There's actually a diver in the tank there. There she is. I don't know what she's doing. Cleaning, some maintenance. But there's no sharks in this tank, guys. It's a coral reef display, blue hole overlook. Yeah. I don't know if he's here anymore, but they had a huge iguana, like orange and green. I mean, it was just beautiful. And that climbs around here freely, or at least it did. I couldn't spot him today, but sometimes I would come and easily spot him, and then sometimes he'd go weeks and not see him. And I really should have asked somebody. I honestly didn't talk to too many employees today, maybe 2. Yeah. One of them was, yeah, and not really the display people. I don't know. Just trying to keep my distance from everybody. That being said, I've already had kids crawl on me, so. Touch the stingrays. Just a lot of birds flying around. They got these two. These two must be troublemakers. They got them behind the wire. Is that I forget what they're called. An agatu? I used to know these things. So guys, I went up to the 3rd floor. A lot of people don't even know about the 3rd floor. So that is where they have events, weddings. There was they've had proms here. It's kind of a terrace that overlooks the entire atrium. But I would come up here. There is a Starbucks here when you come in. And I would get coffee, walk through this section, and then come up here and grab a chair. There's usually chair and tables up here. And these are cool. They got 3 of these in the floor. You can walk across them. And that goes down 2 stories to the tanks below. So the tanks that you can look in from the top on the 2nd floor, you can see from the top. There's the Harbor Bridge. That's going to be gone soon. You can see those tankers just barely get through there. And he's riding high, which means he's empty. Guess he was delivering oil? I didn't know they did that here. Oh, then again, I don't know a whole lot. All my friends that work for the oil companies, I don't know anything about the process. Hard to believe. But again, guys, it's like 82 degrees already. It's a nice breeze. A little tugboat. Yeah, but this was like my chill out spot on a Sunday morning. And you could even see the Dolphins show from up here. So now we're down on the 2nd floor, spotted garden eels. Look at those little things. They dig their little burrows, and if I was to bang on the glass, they would just disappear. They'd be right down that hole. This is the tank with the diver in it, I believe, but I don't see the diver. Huh. I wonder where she went. Or I just can't see her from this angle. There she is. Good morning. Look at him. No one messes with me. Yeah, and my Oscar would do that when he would fight himself in the glass, just open up his mouth and have a good battle with himself in the reflection. Lionfish. Yeah, so sharks and dolphins, guys. They tend to do it for me. Just cruising around. So this is the tank where the people in the kayak were in. No, thank you. It is so cool. That is a full-size ship. Like, that is... I don't know. It's really cool. I think this is like the equivalent of, like, if you had a 10-gallon tank and had some guppies in it. Like, this is how you would decorate it. And, yeah. I'll tell you what. I'd rather see him in the aquarium than in the water when I'm at the beach. There's a shark traffic jam. That's a lot of sharks in there. That's a lot more than the last time I was here. It's actually pretty cool. Kind of like sharks, guys. There's a cannon laying there. I like those fish that school together. They're just all checking out the sharks. Like, what's up, man? How you doing? Just at this one display, man, I would spend hours here. So they have a 4D theater, and that actually opened today for the first time in like 5 months. But it is packed, guys. I'm just not comfortable sitting next to anyone. I don't think it would show up too good, but a 4D theater, they show a movie in 3D, and they have wind and bubbles that make it look like you're underwater, and things that touch your legs when something happens on the screen, and they'll have snow. They'll have like a mist, like it's raining. It's cool. It's cool. And the movie today is the Polar Express. They have like a shortened Christmas version of it, just for the aquarium, and that's in 4D. So that's pretty neat. I bet you I've seen that 20 times when I was a member here. But they usually have 2 different movies going. Yeah, we're outside up on the observation deck now. That's a ship that was just through the channel. There's the Lexington, a better view aircraft carrier. So what I started to say was, good dude Tom, who I mentioned in the opening, he sent me money for the entrance fee for Texas State Aquarium and the Lexington. So thank you very much, Tom. If you guys see Tom in the comments section, say hi, say thank you. He paid our entrance fee today. And also want to say thanks to Cynthia, who sent me money to help for these trips a few weeks ago, and I'm just using part of that today for gas and parking. So thanks to Cynthia too. But you know what that otter's name is? Harry Otter. Yellow wizard otter. I think there's 2 in here. Yeah, there's 2. Okay. I don't know what game they're... It looks like they're looking for food, but like they're spinning too. So I bet you their names are like Fred and Dale. Otters are cool. He's pretty motivated. He's got to be looking for food that they missed or something. Yeah. That's cool. For a long time, they only had 1 otter here. So this is also an outside display, guys. All the turtles in this exhibit are damaged in some way. They do a lot of wildlife rescue here. Now, like you see the way he's floating? There's several turtles in here that were hit by boats. And after their injuries, they can't submerge anymore. So if they were put in the wild, they would die. They wouldn't be able to get food. It'd be a nice snack for some big predator. And I think that's the case with a lot of the animals in here. So, American bald eagle. I don't know why he's bald. He's got feathers on his head. I got nothing on my head, and they're calling him bald. Just doesn't seem fair, people. Doesn't seem fair. Well, guys, there's a wildlife theater out here. I think it's called the Hawn Flight Theater. And those shows are not going on right now. I don't know why the flight theater's closed, but the dolphin show's open. I don't think anyone would come here if they couldn't see the dolphin show. But they have different rescue animals. And speaking of dolphins, they're working on the dolphins now. So the show's over. I just thought I'd come over here now. I would also spend a lot of time here just watching the dolphins. They look like they're going to put them back in that little training area right now. I believe there's 4. Yeah. So we're back inside. American alligators. Oh, by the way, there's a big alligator here named Bo who was always outside. I don't see him today either. His enclosure was empty. There's a turtle enclosure, like a small turtle, and I didn't see any turtles in it. So maybe they've moved them indoors while all this was going on. I don't know. And again, even in this section, we're in the older section, the original section, I should say. And there's a lot of, I think there's 2 places where you can touch the stingrays. There's another tank where you can touch I forget the name of the shark. I used to know these things, but there's a small shark and you could touch them. If you're a fan of Finding Nemo, you know these are sea anemones. So, a lot of nice displays. And it just shows you how, like, these are all indoor. That's a nurse shark. I don't know about those fish. Matter of fact, I've haddocked with them. Completely haddocked. Little jellyfish. I think it said they were upside down jellyfish. Yeah, there's everyone watching the dolphin show, and I'm that one jellyfish that we showed first, stuck on the other side. A sea anemone. A sea anemone. Check on the dolphins again, because watching the dolphins is fun. It's funny how empty this area is when there's no show going on. So I would often come here. There's a spot in the front where it's like a foot deep, and the dolphins like come up at the end. They see it right there. They like slide up on it and curl their tail up like the end of the show. These dolphins would play King of the Hill. Like, I watched them do it 50 times. And one dolphin would try to stay on the top, and the other ones would run them off, and then the next one would get up there. And yeah, it was definitely like a King of the Hill situation. This is the same tank. Around the back, there's a underwater viewing area, and they have those boat bumpers, and they've been playing with them, having a ball. Who doesn't love a good boat bumper? Well, guys, I want to say thanks again to Tom. Thank you, Tom. It was very generous of you. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate you guys. And to everyone else, thanks for watching, guys. We finally got here.